Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive NECA DC vs. Dark Horse 2-pack featuring Superman and an alien from Aliens. And let's get into it, starting with the packaging. It's very simple. You have an Aliens logo over here and a Superman logo over here. On the bottom it says 20th Century Fox. On this side it says DC. Up here it says ages 17 and up, and that's about it. The side is black, the back is black, and this side is black. So it's very simple and nice looking, but you can open it up and you're able to see the figures on the inside of the box. You get a look at Superman and then the alien that it comes with. And yeah, it's just a very simple packaging. It's collector friendly, but the figures are held in by those tie wrap wires in there, so it's kind of a hassle to get the figures in and out, but it is collector friendly if you do want to take the figures out and then put it back in. But that's enough of the packaging. Let's rip these figures out of this box and take a look. Okay, so now here we have the figures out of the box, and the main reason why I bought this set was for the Superman figure, but the Alien figure is a pleasant surprise. I don't own any of the NECA Alien stuff, but I know that they've been doing an incredible job with that franchise for a long time. Every time I see the figures in the store, I pick them up and check them out, but I've just never pulled the trigger on them, only because they make so many of them, and you know, I can't collect everything. But I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to check this one out because it's really cool, and it kind of makes me want to go out and buy more. So let's take a look at it here. Obviously NECA kills it with the detail on the sculpt. Look at all this stuff that we have going on. It just looks really nice. They always do such an incredible job when it comes to monsters and weird looking creatures. And what I was really surprised by was the tail has a metal bendy wire, but it's not like a weak one that like when you bend it's not going to hold its shape. This is like a thick piece of metal that it's going to hold its shape no matter what. That's really awesome. And another thing I noticed on the tail was that it had some really nice paint work going on. Check it out. You could see some blue highlights in there along with the gray and the black. Just looks really nice. And then you have like the tip here that kind of looks like a scorpion tail. And yeah, this is just such a really nice figure, man. I'm tempted to go out and buy some more Alien stuff, even though I don't have anything. But yeah, they make so many of these Alien figures, it's hard to keep track. I'm sure people that are huge fans of the Alien franchise know exactly what's going on. But for me, that, you know, I'm not the biggest Alien guy. Obviously, it's a classic movie, and I like it. I couldn't tell the difference between the different xenomorphs and all that stuff. But yeah, this thing is just nice. Check out all the sculpting work in here. It looks really, really good. You got the ribs there. You got some nice details in here. Look at that. Man, that is so awesome. NECA does such a great job when it comes to weird looking monsters and creatures. Look at the nails there on the feet. Really great stuff. And then the mouth looks awesome. And it does have an articulating jaw that opens up. That's cool. And then you have this other little mouth that comes out of the mouth, you know. And it doesn't look that great. I wasn't even sure if that was supposed to happen, but you know, there it goes. It comes like all the way out like that. I feel like it should kind of come out of the center a little bit more. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty awesome. But for the most part, I'll probably just keep it kind of, there we go. Probably just keep it like that, you know. But the sculpting work is really great on this guy. And you've got these things in the back that have like an octopus tentacle type of look to them. And man, look at this. This thing is crazy. I really like the way this looks. And you could get a lot of good use out of Alien figures because they've had so many different crossovers when it comes to like comic books. You know, there's a bunch of like whatever versus Aliens, and you can just come up with some cool things. But yeah, look at that thing, man. That's awesome. A really well done figure. All you guys that are big into Aliens out there, let me know if this is a figure that's worth picking up if you already have a bunch of Alien figures from NECA. I don't know how different this is from those other ones, but it's very impressive. And yeah, I love the way that all the joints are so well hidden. Look at that. It has that double joint going on, but it's nice and hidden right there in the arm. Same thing down here. Good stuff, man. A lot of nice details and paint work on this thing. And as for Superman, I think that this is a very well done figure, but it didn't blow me away like I thought it would. I am very happy with it, but some of the sculpting is a little weird. Look at right here in the torso. I don't know if that's like a quality control issue or if they all look like that, but look at right there. It looks a little sloppy, and on this side it doesn't really look like that. So I don't know if that was intentional or what, but I do like the way the figure looks. I like the shades of blue that we have going on. I think the Superman logo is pretty well done, but it could have been a little bit crisper. You could see that there's a little bit of yellow coming through the red right there. And the head sculpt looks good. I do like the facial expression that they have going on here. The hair looks nice. It's black with some blue highlights. And then you have this little lock of hair on his forehead that looks good. But yeah, I think that's a really nice Superman head sculpt. Really cool. One big issue I have with this figure is that he came with 2 right feet. What part of the game is that? That kind of sucks. Check that out. So I know NECA is pretty good about customer service when it comes to quality control issues. So I'm going to send them an email and see if they could either send me a replacement foot, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'd be cool if they sent me a replacement figure so that I could see if this right here is on all of them or if it's just on mine. But you know, it always sucks to have figures that have quality control issues, but you know, this didn't like totally ruin the experience for me or whatever. It's not, you know, it's not a huge deal. It does suck that he has that he has 2 right feet, but you know, I'm sure they'll make it right. But anyways, as far as the figure, the sculpt is good and I like the build. I think it's a really nice looking Superman figure. The cape looks pretty good except for up here, kind of looks a little messy. I wish this was a little cleaner. The Superman logo looks nice in the back. And aside from the 2 right feet, the boots do look nice. They're sculpted very well. Got some nice sculpting work on the legs. All the muscles look good except for right in here, but for the most part, all the muscles are very well done. The pelvis piece is like a soft plastic, and I like the way that NECA does that. They do that like on most of their figures actually, but it works out good. On the back, we got some muscles going. And yeah, he's a really good looking figure for sure, but you know, I was really looking forward to this guy, and I thought that I would like him a little bit more than I do. Still a dope figure for sure. And as far as the accessories go, the Alien doesn't come with anything, but Superman comes with some pretty cool stuff. But let's start off with the simple things. He does come with 2 sets of hands. He comes with a pair of fists, and then a pair of flat flight type of hands. And he does come with 2 different heads. The first one is just a regular Superman head. And then the second head is one that has the eyes gouged out so that you could place the little mini laser effects in there, and then it has like a facial expression, like he's kind of using his powers. And I think that's a really cool way to make this effect. And it does come with 2 different laser effects. You have this small one, and then he comes with these longer laser effects that can make it look like he's shooting something at long distance. And I really like this thing actually. I love how the end of it has like an impact effect to it. That's super dope. And it's really long, and they have no problem plugging into his eyes. And then I like how it kind of bunches up there at the eyes. That's super cool. Yeah, so that's a really cool effect. I like that a lot. And even the small one is very cool. Let's throw that back in there real quick. Just for fun. But yeah, look at that. That's cool too. And it has like the laser eyes kind of bunched up there close to his face. And for some size comparisons, I have Superman and the Alien alongside Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And just so you could get an idea of how tall this figure stands, I have his legs fully extended, and he is leaning on his tail. He wouldn't be able to stand without his tail, but I'm surprised by how tall he is. He's really huge, and I'm really surprised by the fact that he's able to stand just like this, because these legs are really thin. I didn't think they would support the weight even with the tail, but it worked out. And man, that thing is really cool. I really like how big the figure is. And then next up, we have them alongside the SH Figure Arts Infinity War Hulk and the Marvel Select Disney Store exclusive Thanos. And then next up, we have them alongside the DC Universe Classic Swamp Thing and the Marvel Select Groot. And for some solo Superman comparisons, here we have them alongside the Mafex comic book Spider-Man and the Lightning Collection Comic-Con exclusive Red Ranger. And then now here we have Superman alongside the DC Icons Green Lantern and the SH Figure Arts Michelangelo. And then now here we have him alongside a DC Collectibles Batman and a Mezco 112 Collective Sovereign Knight Batman. And to finish off these size comparisons, here we have him alongside the Mezco 112 Collective Superman and the DC Icon Superman. And these 3 figures are probably my favorite Superman figures, so I might do a video discussing which one I like the best out of the 3. Let me know if there's any other Superman figures out there that you think should be included in that conversation, and I will try to track them down and talk about them alongside these figures here. So let's talk about the articulation on these guys, starting with the Alien figure. His head is able to move side to side. His big old crazy dome is able to move all the way around. He could look up a little bit. He could look down. I feel like it could go down more, but I'm afraid to force it. But he does have some up and down. His head seems like it's on some kind of ball joint. And then for the torso, let's see what we have going on here. Get a little bit of movement. You get some twist from right there. You get some side to side. And that's about it. But that's okay. The torso is pretty decent. For the arms, they're able to go all the way around. They could come out to the side. You have these crazy double jointed elbows, which I love on these NECA figures. They look really good and they get some really nice range. Or they look good on these awkward looking monster figures, like this, and then the figures from Pan's Labyrinth. I think this kind of joint works out really good. And then for his hands, he does have a hinge, a swivel, and he actually has articulated fingers, which look pretty good, and that's usually not the case when it comes to articulated fingers. But again, it's a weird looking creature, so it kind of works. And then for his legs, it looks like he has ball jointed hips in there. You get, let's see if it could twist. There we go. I'm always afraid to twist NECA hips because I've had them break on me before, but for the most part, I've been pretty lucky. So there we go. That moves around. We have double jointed knees that get some good bend. And let's see what else we have going on at the, what's this thing called? I don't know. But you have a little bit of movement there. You have like a swivel. At the foot here, you get a little bit of up and down. It looks like it's just on a ball joint. So you get some side to side and just general movement. And then you have some toe articulation. So they really pack articulation into this crazy alien figure. And then as I mentioned, the tail has a metal bar in it, so you're able to bend it and manipulate it. That's awesome. And then you have a swivel there at the tail. So yeah, really good stuff going on with this alien figure. Like I said, I don't know much about the NECA alien figures, but I'm pretty impressed with this one. Okay, so now for Superman. His head is on a ball joint, so you get some side to side. You get a little bit of tilt to it, which is pretty cool. He could look up to right there. He could look down to right there. And then for the torso, we get an ab crunch that goes forward to right there, which is pretty good. And then it could go back to right there, which is okay. And it feels like he has a waist swivel, but I couldn't get it to turn. I could see it in there, but it just won't turn, maybe because the belt plastic piece is kind of stuffed in between the torso and the pelvis. So maybe that's what's keeping it from moving around. Still, I'm okay with that. I don't really need his torso to turn. I mean, you could see that there's some kind of movement in there. But anyways, for his arms, he does have ball jointed shoulders that do go all the way around. He could come out to the side, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. And these were stuck when I pulled them out of the box. I did have to heat it up with the blow dryer, but once I worked it around a little bit, they were fine. And you get some pretty good bend on these elbows, so that is cool. Then you have a swivel at the wrist and a hinge at the wrist. For his legs, they can come out to the side to about right there. Again, this hip was stuck. I had to heat it up and it kind of made me nervous, but it worked out. Oh, here we go. Got to be very careful with those hips, but his legs do come out to the side. He has upper thigh swivel. You could bring them forward to about right there. You could bring them back to about right there. And then you have the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees that have pretty good range, lower boot cut, and then for the feet, they could come up to about right there, come down to about right there. And he does have toe articulation, but it seems like it's stuck. So, oh no, there it goes. So cool. You got some toe articulation, which is nice. And this foot swivels all weird since it's the wrong foot. So like I said, hopefully I could get that replaced. But anyways, yeah, I think the articulation is pretty decent on this Superman figure. I mean, I do wish he had some kind of swivel in the torso. It would have been cool if it had the DC Icons type of torso setup, or, you know, like the Power Rangers Lightning Collection type of thing where it had the ab crunch and the upper swivel there. I think that would have been awesome. But as is, I think it's a pretty decent amount of articulation, especially for a NECA figure. Okay, so overall, I do like this set a lot. I think that both figures are very well done. I'm pretty surprised by how much I like the alien figure. As I said before, I bought this set for the Superman figure, but I'm really enjoying this alien, and I think I'm gonna buy a couple more of these, at least to have just a little mini army of them on my shelf. I think that would look great, and it'd be cool to have them gang up against other characters, especially Superman. I think that would be dope. And NECA's doing a great job with the alien stuff, and they've been doing it for years, but it's just not a franchise that I've jumped into. I've acknowledged that they're great figures, but you know, I just never got into it. So I'm happy that I had the chance to mess with this figure, and like I said, they kind of sold me on them, so I'm probably gonna buy a couple more of these. But as for the Superman figure, I like it a lot, but I don't love it, and I was really expecting to love this figure because it looked incredible in the promo shots, and it is a really good figure, but I think those QC issues are having a bigger effect on me than I thought they would. I thought I could just ignore them, but yeah, this foot is really bugging me, and then the little dip in the sculpt here is really annoying too. But aside from those things, it's an incredible figure. The articulation is really good, the sculpt is awesome except for those couple flaws, but I think the build and the overall look is great, and I really like the accessories that he comes with. This laser effect is awesome, so this is a really cool accessory to have, and I even like the mini laser effect too, so that's really good stuff. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I could contact Neca and get these issues taken care of. I've heard they've had great customer service. I've never had to deal with it myself, but hopefully they come through in this case, because I really like this figure and I want to love it, but those issues are just keeping me from fully loving this figure. But as is, it's a good figure. The alien figure is good, and I'm very happy to have the set. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Peace.